Good evening. How's everybody doing? What is the world up to? Before I forget to say it, if Ed, Rico, or Skipper schedule a stream, please let me know. As last I checked, there's nothing scheduled. Not that I foresee myself going till 8 p.m. anyway. But I have no plans tonight, so if we can do what we want to do. It's if chat's hopping, we'll go for hours. I might have to turn the fan on though. It's kind of hot in here. All right, we already got some people in here. That's freaking awesome. Let's do some hellos. Welcome in, Nathan Hubby Dubby, Big Steve. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna need to pick your brain in a few minutes here about one of the topics tonight. Usama's here. Just got off work. Look like you guys are a little busy today. Look to be a little busy. Hope everything went well. Let's see here. Nathan's finishing dinner. Koro's here. I was going to go live as well. Well, Usama, you didn't have anything scheduled. However, do you want to join me? I'm assuming you're driving home right now, but if you want to join me when you get home or not, I can end the stream as well. I'm very flexible. I don't do yoga, but I have no plans. Basically, I saw that nothing was scheduled. Nothing's scheduled, and work and stuff I should be doing, but I don't feel like it. All right, tomorrow is Reefapalooza. Nice. It's exciting. Yes, it was busy indeed. I would love to once I'm home. All right. That's awesome. Maybe we'll do a Yeah, we'll see. All right. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, I was trying to come up with a creative name, and Saturday night drinks with Scottie is what I came up with. I will be having my beverage of choice for tonight. I was going to do something a little fancier, but that was last night. I don't want to do it 2 nights in a row. So, cheers, everyone. So I was off work today. 3G, welcome in, sir. And I want to see what I did. Made breakfast and coffee this morning instead of going to Dunkin'. I was a good boy. Then I had to then I went downstairs into the fish room, fed a bunch of live BBS, did a water change. I realized on my Wednesday stream, even though I had a bunch of stuff on the whiteboard here, I missed a lot of stuff. There's the devil. Is the devil having shots? I doubt it. So I did miss a couple things. What's the name of them? The raviolis, Nothabronchius racovi. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, cool. Totally just lost my train of thought. Yes, the racovis. I had probably 20 to 30 that I hatched out, and I'm down to 2. There was I would say a couple weeks into it, there was one day that I didn't do a water change. I also didn't feed him that day though, either. And I would say it was during that time frame that most of them disappeared. I I was shocked. Absolutely shocked. But I do still have two of them. If I'm really freaking lucky, it'll be a male female. I mean, I've been pretty consistently changing that water daily or every other day, but they did not make it. It's only three here, so no shots for me, but you need three to start the stream off. That ain't happening. Uh-uh. Okay. Other news from the fish room, the Limia vittata had a bunch of babies, so that's really exciting. I've never had them before. I've had the Perugier, but not the vittata. There are at least 6 in there. Hopefully we can keep that many going. Let's see here. Walking around the room in my head. What were they? Chrome Aphusemian Volcanum. I thought I lost the female, but she's in there. I saw her this morning as well. And on the same topic, upstairs in the 46 bow front, I thought I lost one of the half beaks, but I found it. It's there. So I do still have 2 half beaks. Extremely excited for that. Also, one of the endlers in the tank that Usama escaped is looking pretty freaking thick, if you know what I mean. So that's exciting. And I think that's it. I think. But things are going good there. So I'm pretty excited for that. The next topic is I have been working on getting a utility sink for the basement at the demand of Dr. Kelly Foreman. However, I was talking to a guy. I had to go to the bank this morning. Zenny's here. Welcome in, Zen. So I was after the fish room this morning. I had to go to a bank, and near that bank is where this guy was selling a utility sink. So I was messaging him last night. He said, I'll to message him this in the morning, which was this morning. And I did ahead of time, told him what time frame, no answer. And he did read the message. So did not get that one. And Big Steve gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that, sir. New members, whoever they are, I don't know. I hit the like on the way in, but a few of you, yeah, let's hit that like, please. For the new members, on Mondays, I now do a members only stream. So be sure to check that out. There was also another one that was in that same area of a utility sink of the bank that I messaged, and she didn't answer me until 5:59 p.m., 13 minutes ago, and did not like my offer. So, with that said, I've been looking and looking and not having any luck on what else is in my shopping cart? Oops. Oh no, I already got that. I'm not having any luck on Facebook Marketplace, which I was really trying to do. So I think I'm just going to get one from Home Depot. So I'm looking at a rugged tub, 18-inch by 24-inch recycled polypropylene black laundry sink with 2 HDL non-metallic pull-out faucet and installation kit. And there it is. And it comes with all this cool stuff too. And it's on sale. And they deliver for free. So I think I'm going to get it. Nathan, Coro, Shady, Diane, and Nancy from Tennessee. Awesome. Do you have a drain to run the sink to? So this is where Big Steve comes into the picture. So funny you ask that. I have in the room, I have a floor drain. There's a water line that goes overhead for the outside garden hose. And it's also the same room as the washer and dryer. So there's all kinds of water lines and drains. My question is, how hard is it to tap into those? And do you have any plans to be in Delaware in the near future? Let's see here. Say that name 5 times fast. I have no clue what you're talking about. The faucet is super cheap, but it will work for a while. I don't have a lot of use for it in there because I have these other water sources down there. But it is good to have. So it's super cheap, but it will work for a while. I think that will be sufficient. I'm okay with that. I'm super cheap too. Crypt Keeper's here. Welcome in, Tim. Tim, don't forget, Clash of Clans. And look who it is, my buddy. Well, thank you, Scott, for that $20 super chat. I appreciate it. More importantly, it is very good to see you. I miss you. Never got the chance to super chat you. Keep up the good work. Keep the hobby going. Oh, and stay cool. It is ridiculously hot here. It was in the triple digits today. It sucked. Scott, don't be a stranger. Hopefully you can make it to the Clash. It's in October. And or swing by ACLC. Would love to have you. Mo's going to be a speaker at the Clash. And the lineup is amazing. Alshon, welcome in, Tom. If you do not have a ground drain, you will need a utility pump, as I use. It's a floor drain. I have a floor drain, and then there's also the drain for the washer. All kinds of cool stuff in there. Okay, welcome in, Steven, member for 9 months. That's awesome. Thank you. I can make time. That's what they all say. You just let me know what's good for you. Crypt Keeper, member for 9 months. So exciting. Thank you, everyone. And dinner is gone. Uh-oh, where'd it go? We did a salad bar style dinner tonight, but I don't eat all that other stuff. So I had lettuce, bacon, bits, and chicken. Interesting. Is YouTube not allowing you to type in milestone chats too? My phone acting weird with it for months. Uh-oh. Here's Jenna. Welcome in, Jenna. And Scott says, I want to see Mo. True story. Very excited for it. And Rebecca's here. Had no idea you were streaming. This was a last minute decision. But I see you live stream today, and I'm probably going to listen to you, Rebecca, on my way to work tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And Scott, King and Queen, freshwater ichthyology, Rebecca Bentley. She's going to be a speaker at the Clash as well. Very exciting. Jeff made me take too many shots. That's awesome. Copper water lines. Maybe? I'm trying to think. Let's see any pictures. I don't know. I think they're copper. You're making me second guess myself. I'm sure I got a picture. I got too many pictures. Lots of fish. Lots of plants. Lots of safety issues at work. One of these has to be my basement. There we go. I don't know. It's painted, so I can't really tell. But I would assume it's copper. Let me show you. So that pipe at the top there is a water line. Now that's in the other room. There we go. There's the washer and dryer. I mean, if it's not PVC or PEX, could it be anything other than copper? Okay. YouTube doesn't let you send milestone messages for dollar memberships. Oh. Welcome in, Cosmin. Warm beer for everyone. It's hot. Then he says, we've let the girls decide what's for dinner because it's the day between their birthdays and they're making life difficult. Never. Your other daughter's birthday is tomorrow's end. One just turned 12 and the other is about to turn 14. Mice. Nice. I don't know what that's about. Oh, nice. And then, of course, Jenna has to say cats. And Linky woke up. Good morning, Linky. Scooty, what's your GH and KH? I haven't tested my water. I have no freaking clue. Maybe I'll do that Monday. Welcome in, Melvin. It's probably copper. I'll text you. Sounds good. And that's probably the notification that I'm live. Because Linky woke up. Awesome. Cat. Ugh. Legs falling asleep. There we go. Skibbity test your water. I don't know what skibbity is, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm curious if it's like what it was at the apartment, which was, I'll tell you. Where'd it go? I gotta turn the fan on. I'm roasting. Where is it? I thought I had my water parameters in my phone. There it is. Oh, I don't have the tap water. So I don't think these are right. Oh, there's tap. Tap water at the apartment had 120 to 130 GH and 40 KH. pH was 6.8 to 7. TDS was 170 to 176. There we go. That's what it was there. I will have to test that soon because I am curious. They also sent out, the water company sent out a thingamabobber. Where'd it go? Did I lose it? What's that? No, that's an email I need to do. There it is. They're going to July 1st. We'll be able to view the water quality report for 2023. TDS is not a measurement that makes Stephen happy. That's true. It's a very good point. And Zenny says it's so into the air fryer, he's slowly air frying himself. Yes. Let me tell you, I made the most banging chicken today for dinner. I defrosted it. I took it out of the freezer yesterday. And tonight around 4, about 3:30 or 4, I put salt, pepper, garlic, rosemary, thyme, salt, pepper, rosemary, thyme, garlic on it, and Italian dressing. Let it sit there for like a half hour to an hour, and then cooked it in the air fryer. Had it over some long grain rice. Delicious. Amazing. Absolutely loved it. And then what else did I do today? I went to the bank. I wanted to buy a sink, but I couldn't. I went to the firehouse to hang out. We did have a call, but I hung out there for a couple hours. And because I'm not in the district anymore, I like to hang out from time to time. Because when I lived right up the street, I was there all the time. While I was there, I learned how to do shorts and schedule them ahead of time. Because I'm trying to do better with my shorts. I'm trying to do better with shorts. It helps the numbers. I've had a lot of success with them. And I'm always taking videos with the intent of making them shorts. So basically, if it's not something that's going to be a long video, then I like to share it and make it a short. But I suck at uploading them. So while I was sitting there in the air conditioning, I uploaded a bunch of shorts and scheduled them. And they really, I've always said this, I'm really into analytics and data and numbers and stuff like that. And I did a short yesterday. And when I woke up this morning, it had 2 views. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is insane. Like, why is it? That's the worst it's ever been. Let's see what it's at now. It's at 9 views. I have no clue why the number is so low. 9 views, a thumbs up, and a comment from Kelly Foreman. So it's puzzling. I did a short today. 244 views and 9 thumbs up. And if one of my most beautiful mods could drop the links to both of those, I would appreciate it. Maybe get those numbers up a little higher. But even though both of those numbers are pretty low, I gained 2 subs out of it. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So yeah, I have a decent amount of shorts scheduled at least a week out. And we'll see how that goes. Then I went to the farmer's market, got some lunch meats and stuff like that. And yeah, now I'm home. All right. How do you cook chicken? So I did it in the air fryer at 375, and I did it for just shy of 10 minutes, flipped it, and did it for another 10 minutes. And it was juicy, full of flavor, and I checked with the thermometer. It was cooked as well. It was I think the lowest, because I poked it in a bunch. It was two pieces of chicken breast, and I poked in a bunch of different spots, and all of them were above 165, which I think is what chicken's supposed to be. I hope. Likes that cool pink center chicken. I don't like. I don't like steak pink. I don't like chicken pink. Nope. The bank denied you a loan for a sink. No, they did not. And Tim's gonna go watch it. Thank you. And so is Melvin. Awesome. Thank you guys. And thank you, Tim, for dropping the links. I appreciate that. All right. I'm supposed to send Usama the link, aren't I? Crap. How do I do this? Can I do it this way? Oh, I've never done it this way. Does this work? No, an error occurred. See? I knew it. That was too good to be true. All right, let's just close that. Let's hit copy here. Let's do it this way. And let's go over here and open Facebook. Messenger. Let's find Usama. Okay. Oh, he just messaged me. Something's wonky here. It said I had a message from him, but there's no message here. What is going on with this? It says, I don't know what he said, but I'm going to send the link just in case. Oh, ready to join. Look at that. Perfect. There we go. Did it send it? Okay, it sent it. Good. Okay. There we go. Pink chicken is not equal to pink steak. Yeah, it's even worse. Blue rare chicken tenders are the best. I don't know what blue chicken is like. I've not experienced that before. All right, hang tight. I got to turn the fan on. I'm roasting. Roasting worse than a chicken. Can you guys hear the fan? It's really freaking loud. But it feels really good. There's Usama. Hi, Usama.
Good evening.
I can't even hear you. I gotta turn this fan down. Good grief.
It's very hot here in the northeast coast. Hope everybody is doing well.
There we go. Turn it down a little.
Can you hear me now?
Ugh. There we go. All right. I'm back. Where's my camera? There we go. All right. How are you, Usama?
Very tired and very hot, but otherwise doing all right.
You act like you had over 3,000 guests today or something.
It was 3,000? I thought it was more than that.
It was. It wasn't 4, though.
Yeah, it was an interesting day today.
No, you didn't make it to 4.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh.
Hey, Tim.
It's one of the Clash speakers.
Oh. Exciting.
Oh. Okay. And Big Tall Whip is here. Catching some local music. Nice. Well, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I just got done watching Whip and Ed their replay from Ed's trip to the toy convention thingy that he's at. He's in Georgia.
Nice.
So let's see here. Usama's here. So what a good time what a better time is there than to go to. All I got to type in is the letter A, and it shows up in my toolbar. Joe Fest. That's where he is.
Like the G.I. Joes.
Yes. Present. Share screen. Atlantic Aquariums. So I did a big order.
Yes, he did.
And I don't know what I bought. So this is a good time for Usama to educate us.
Hang on, I got to pull up your order too because I don't remember what you got. Ay, ay, ay. So, orders, Scottie. There it is. Well, the first thing on the list is the Nymphoides hydrophila Taiwan, which you already have.
That doesn't mean anything.
You just passed it. Oh no, there it is, right there.
No, it's right here.
Yeah, I
All
thought I
right.
see.
Now, is this is a low tech one, right?
Yeah, it's easy category. It's similar. It's part of the lily family. So like your aquarium lotus, dwarf aquarium lily, it's part of the same group.
Now, does it do anything special if I put it in the CO2 tank?
It'll love it. Any plant that you put into a CO2 injected tank is gonna thrive even more. Except for the epiphytes, they don't. It doesn't really matter for them, but for something like this, for sure.
It does it get flowers or color or anything like that?
No, so it stays green as is. I have when I've had the plants with me, they have not flowered at all. So they're not like your lotus or lilies that go right up to the surface.
Yeah.
They stay relatively in the water column. They might reach the surface, at least for me, they do. But I have them in a shallower tank.
Right.
You're gonna put them in a. I'm assuming if you're talking CO2, you're gonna put them in the 40 breeder.
Yes.
So it might not even reach the surface. So I don't know about flowering, but I do know that it propagates itself through similar to how Java fern propagates itself by producing like little tiny babies, and then you just clip them off and replant them. That's how they propagate. So it is a bulb plant, but the babies it produces isn't a bulb plant, if that makes sense.
Okay. So maybe I'll put that one in. I have a lot of tanks that I need to put more plants in, so I might not put that one in the CO2 one then.
Yeah, you don't. It doesn't need CO2, but if you do put it in it, it's gonna definitely thrive for sure. But
okay, what's the next one?
Lobelia cardinalis, which is right below that.
It's right below it.
Yep, there it is.
I selected this one because I like the color of the bottoms.
So the purple coloration is for its immersed growth. So when it's growing out of the water. So when it's in its fully aquatic phase, it loses that purple. But if you let it grow out of the water, that purple hue will come back to the leaves that are growing out of the water. But if it stays in the water, it's not going to have that purplish hue to it. It's going to be almost completely green. But it's a great textured plant. Like the leaf shapes are very interesting. It's more roundish in a way, so it gives you a little bit of an interesting texture in your aquascape.
But I am looking to put a another immersed bin, so I may actually put it in there.
Yeah, as long as it stays well humid and you spritz it very frequently, because the plant that you're going to be receiving is completely in its aquatic phase. So it has to stay wet as much as possible. Otherwise, if it dries up even a little bit, you're going to lose the plant. Otherwise, if you were to get it when it was still converting to its aquatic phase, it would definitely do well in that bin.
Well, maybe I'll put it in a tank then. Is it an easy plant?
It is an easy plant, but I think it will do very well in that CO2 system. So I would recommend putting it in your 40 breeder.
All right. I mean, I got plenty of room.
Yeah. And then the next one is Bucephalandra pygmea bucket clem, formerly known as wavy green. It's gonna be down by the epiphytes. Keep going down. There it is.
I just really like the boosters, so that's why I got it.
Yeah, no, this plant has done very well for me in my care, at least.
I think I have one from you, and it's in the immersed bin.
It is. Yes, you do. Pretty easy to maintain plant. It used to be called wavy green. The name has now been changed to bucket clem, which is basically where the plant is from in the western, or excuse me, eastern Central Asia area, Malaysia, that those types of places. So they it's named bucket clem now, but it's basically wavy green. It's a really nice textured plant. The leaves are like crinkly, so it's a great accent, if you will, on your hardscape, on your wood, or in the crevices of the rock work. So it's one of
Okay.
my favorite uses for sure. And then next is Bacopa australis, which is right next
Yes.
to it. So this is a medium category Bacopa. So
Yep.
it's obviously different species than your Caroliniana, which is an
Yep.
easier to maintain plant. So for this one, I would definitely plant it in your CO2 system.
That
Uh,
was my plan. I was gonna put it. It looks like it's gonna be a slightly bigger one. So I was gonna put it in the middle of the tank
mhm,
because my thought is in the middle of the tank have the taller stuff, and then
mhm.
around the perimeter put the shorter stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool layout for sure. Um,
Thank you, Tim, for dropping the Atlantic Aquarium's link and Usama's
hmm,
YouTube channel. You're an awesome mod.
thanks, Tim. I appreciate that.
Go play
Um,
Classic Clans. Okay.
and then next up is Bucephalandra species needleleaf. That's the tissue culture. So that's going to be below. If you go down into the tissue cultures, it shouldn't be too far off.
Yeah. The tissue cultures, they're just too good of a deal not to get because um you can make so many of them out
Yeah,
of one little tissue culture.
yeah.
So
In
like
one, like for example, the stem plants in one cup, you're getting 4 pots. Like if in the potted version,
yeah,
you're getting 4 pots worth of plants in that cup. They're going to be
yep.
baby plants. They're going to be small, but if you once they start growing, you're getting good value for what you're
Oh,
paying.
absolutely. And
Um,
they're tropica, so they're clean. There's no pest in there.
yep.
Um, I was at the end of the day yesterday. We after we closed, we had some unwanted visitors in the
Yep.
penguin exhibit again.
Oh,
Um, so I was there late last night, and uh, right before that, I was helping close and do some escorts from uh, some money escorts, and I was talking with your two junior, we'll call them leaders, and we were talking about your website and doing a also dance fish and might do a like a group buy or something. Um, but we were also talking about like all your different plants and um, she wasn't familiar with what tissue cultures were. And so I explained and I said it's a really good um, deal and you get a lot out of it for a good price.
yep.
Let me see here.
And
Rebecca says, "What penguins do you have?" So we have African penguins and little blue penguins.
I prefer the little blue penguins.
I agree. I
They're
agree.
they're they're adorable.
Um, and leopard seal get into the penguin exhibit. Nope, not quite. Not quite. I mean, at least they weren't swimming this time, but still.
So
Oh,
so
hold
that
on.
sorry.
I got Rebecca's never seen one, so I actually have a picture that Rebecca will appreciate. Um, hold on, I gotta find Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca, we were talking about that at work today about
Oh,
the
it's
very
nauseating, especially when it's hot out like this.
yeah, very unique smell. I personally don't smell anything in the aquarium, and that's probably because I've gotten used to used to the smells. I don't smell anything, but there are people, especially if they go to the Shark Bridge area, because it's an open exhibit area, our largest exhibit. Sometimes you can smell the ammonia and things like that. So
Why can't I find Rebecca? There she is. Okay. And then picture. Let me scroll way down. 1 second, everybody. What's my next plant there, Usama?
another tissue culture, Hygrophila pinnatophyta.
Have I had that one?
I think you have, yes. I might be wrong, but I believe I remember hearing you mention that you did have it before.
It would be from you, most likely.
Probably.
It looks like it has a little bit of like a maroonish to it.
Yeah, it's like dirty brown, like dark brown, maroon, reddish.
Cool.
Very, very interesting coloration to it, and it allows you to get like a break from all the green in there. So if you're looking for a different color, like a more redder color, Hygrophila pinnatophyta is a great one. It is I believe, a medium category. Yeah, medium category. So it would also do well in your CO2 setup. What's interesting with this plant is it's both a stem plant and a epiphyte. So you can attach it to your hardscape, or you can plant it in the substrate, and it will grow perfectly fine regardless.
It's going in the substrate.
Yeah, so it'll do fine in the substrate. And then
I don't have any driftwood to attach it to
yet. Maybe at some point you'll add some hardscape in there.
Well, you gotta what's this? You gotta get it in stock so I can buy it from you.
The problem is like the place that I get it from, they haven't been getting it in stock, so I'm like waiting for them to get it in. But yeah, it's gonna be a while before I get any more.
Okay. What's our next one?
Dry goods in. The last one is another tissue culture, Eliocharis acicularis, which is your dwarf hair grass.
So I was, I'm still unclear of what is the difference between this one and the other one. There we go.
So Eliocharis pasilla used to be called Eliocharis acicularis mini. So it was the mini version, mini cultivar of the acicularis species. However, that has now been reclassified or renamed to Eliocharis pasilla. So it's the same plant, it's just been renamed. So it's a dwarf hair, it's the mini version of the dwarf hair grass.
Okay.
Supposedly. So that's the only difference between the
two.
That's
why I only got one, because they just seem to be the same.
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, if you let the mini version grow enough, it basically looks the same, but it's two different species now. So that's the only difference between the two.
Is that all I got?
Yeah, that's all you got.
Now, how any sign of hope for doing the pre-order?
No.
So
like as of right now, you're the only one that bought anything, and you mainly bought stuff that I already have in stock.
Right. So that was on purpose, because I wanted to get some plants in, and
yeah,
if I'm the only one that orders stuff, the order won't happen, right?
Yeah. So if you were to be the only one to do that pre-order thing, it still wouldn't be enough financially for me to add on to that and to get that shipment in. Okay. I was even hoping that if I was to get like maybe one or two other orders in, that I would just find a way to get that shipment in regardless, because I want to get a planned shipment. It's been so long, and I want to work with, some other plants and whatnot. But the fact that I can only wait until like Sunday before I have to send Tropica my order, just to make sure that all those plants are still available,
Yeah.
Because I haven't gotten any orders in, there really isn't going to be another plant order yet because I just got paid this week,
Yeah.
and after paying my student loan, um, paying my credit card bill and all that stuff, and then I'm going to Reefapalooza tomorrow, so I have to bring some cash with me for that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have enough to do a plant order, unfortunately.
So how many orders do you need to make it a good order? So it's not a struggle on your part.
It it depends on like how many plants or how much product each order has, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I could get 10 orders, but if those 10, if each order has like maybe one or two or three products in there or plants, for example,
Yeah.
it's not really gonna be
Right.
that it's not gonna be a lot, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of variables within it for me to give you a
Is it
direct.
better if everyone orders the same plants, or is it better if it's diverse?
It really doesn't matter. Like, let's say if there's a particular species of potted plant, it's minimum 5 that I would be getting in, right? If
Okay.
you in your order got 3 of those species plus maybe one or two of the other any other species, that's a
Yeah.
good order for me because then that's you're getting variety, right? But then I'm also shipping out more quantity, if that makes sense, of a particular species. So I don't
But
have
but there's a minimum order as well, right? Not just by species. There's an
Yes.
overall minimum,
So
right?
yeah, so like an overall order for plants, there is a minimum for that as well. So
Okay.
I have to put that into consideration in terms of how much I'm selling versus how much I'm paying for them. Um, so especially with Tropica, the minimum is quite up there, but um, but it's also good quality plants. So there's a
Oh,
reason
absolutely.
that's high up. But yeah, my goal was my hope was especially like the plants that were requested back in stock, right? I first put them on pre-order.
Yeah.
After that, I actually put them in stock, so that way those people that did the request, they would be notified that hey, these plants are available for you to purchase.
Yeah.
Even with that, I've gotten like even now I'm getting a lot of visitors on the website, but nobody's buying anything. And especially obviously the people who requested these plants in stock in the first place. And so, but that was the whole purpose was like if people are requesting back in stock, I get those plants in, and then they don't sell at all. It's
Was there a
negatively
long time in between it? Like, were the requests back in stocks months and months ago, or?
not that far off. No.
Hmm.
Like most of the back in stock requests that I received were recent after I was really
Oh.
pushing the back in stock. There were one or two plants that were requested in that were like maybe 1 or 2 months ago.
Okay.
But I still put it in there just so if they were still interested in it, they can obviously buy it. Um, but even the recent requests, nobody has, you know, placed an order or anything. So,
Because
so it's
I'm hoping it. Like, I want it to happen because there are some. Now let's see. So you already switched it back, right?
So it is any of the plants that were coming up as pre-order are now coming up as add to cart, meaning you can place the
Oh, they
order
are
and
still
buy
on
them.
here. Okay.
Yeah, they're still
Um.
on there. I haven't taken them off yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow when I come back from Reefapalooza,
Yeah.
because I don't want people to buy stuff and me not being able to place them order in or whatever the
Because
case may
like
be.
the cardamine, I don't think I've ever had that.
I don't think so. This was a plant that was available from Tropica a while ago, and I put it on the website, but I never got it in. Like, if somebody was to buy this plant wasn't requested back in stock. This was a plant that I was going to add to my shipment order from Tropica because I've never gotten it in. And
Okay.
so, with this order that I would be placing, I would just add that in there as just to bring more variety in.
Yeah.
And plus,
Yeah.
because I've never worked with this plant yet, I wanted to get
Yeah.
it in because I think it's a really interesting plant. Um,
The same for the cypress.
But yeah,
I don't think I've ever had that one either.
Yeah, cypress I've gotten in before. I think I sold maybe one pot of it, and then I had like 4 pots remaining, and then Kelly was looking for it, Kelly Foreman, and then she ended up buying the remaining stock from me. And I wanted to get that back in stock because it just did well for me, and I do like the cypress hellfire. I think it looks like a really interesting plant. It is a medium category.
I don't know if I have the Ludwigia Super Red or not, but I like it.
Now, the Ludwigia Palustris Super Red, I did get in stock once. I even brought, I think actually this past year, last year's Keystone Clash, I actually had it available at my booth, and nobody bought it. And after that, when I took everything home, it didn't really last that long in my care. Unfortunately, whatever reason, all the plants just started melting, and I had to toss the entire lot of the Palustris Super Red out. And so, but it was requested back in stock. Actually, one of the 2 people you were talking to yesterday, our junior lead, one of them requested that plant back in stock. So, but yeah, I was willing to bring it back and bring it in if there was enough interest in purchasing it. But I did have it in stock once. It didn't really do well, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bring this in, at least for now. But
the Anubias gracilis, I don't think I've ever had, so I would want to get that one.
Yeah, Anubias gracilis is one of my favorites. It's a very unique plant because instead of it like growing horizontally, it grows vertically.
Yeah,
and it's literally got like heart-shaped leaves, which is really cool, I think. So,
and then let's see here. Were there any tissue cultures I had my eyes on? I don't think so. No, those were the main ones that I was interested in. Some of these other plants, though, I do like them, like the where to go? I do want to get more crypts, and the
so one of the that are also available. Yeah, so that one is not Tropica. That's from another company called Hydro Nature.
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
Yes, yeah, that's a different company that I'm currently looking into. The problem is there's not a lot of unique variety, but there is still there's actually some rare plants that they have available for tissue culture. The problem is the minimum order is a lot, I think even higher than Tropica. And so, yeah, so right now it's not. Looking at how I'm doing with like Tropica and the other wholesaler that I'm getting plants from, I'm like not touching Hydro Nature right now because
right.
I'm not confident with its being sold. But you were talking about crypts. There is a crypt that is available to add to cart, which was part of the pre-order, and that was the crypt Austeriana. It's the potted. Yeah, it's in the potted category. And it's one of the largest species of crypts. Like it grows pretty tall. And that one I had it in stock. I think maybe once or twice, and then it did okay, but I haven't gotten it in stock in a while. And I was like, I haven't gotten any crypts in stock in a while. So I was like, let's bring that back, see how it does. But
nice. And then what was the other one?
And then there's 2 new Anubias species that will be available soon from Tropica. Like it's on the list for that I received from Tropica, but it's not available yet. And one of them is Anubias Nubius barderi variety Nana Pinto. So it's the variegated Anubias.
Okay.
And then the other one is the coin leaf. So it's barderi, but it's
Yep.
coin leaf, so it has more coin shaped leaves. So those
I
are
might
two
have
new.
that.
Yeah,
That
and so
it
those
rings a
are
bell.
yeah, and so those are two new Anubia species that are going to be available from Tropica soon. So it's on the
Nice.
website. It's just not in stock yet, but I'm
I like
hoping
this bush right here too.
they have not been getting that plant in a while. I've been wanting to get Ketagang in, and it's
Yeah.
just not the tissue culture one has been coming in, but not the potted variety. So I'll probably just end up getting in the tissue culture if they're not getting in the potted. But I
Yeah.
will reach out to them to at least see when they might get the potted Ketagang in, but they haven't been getting it in a while.
And now that I have another CO2 tank set up, I want to try the pink flamingo again.
Yeah, the pink flamingo I get from the other wholesaler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Tropica one, but
And
because that's the thing I was gonna mention was like if you end up doing that group buy with me,
mhm.
I would recommend doing it with the other wholesaler, not the Tropica one.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it's obviously up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do is fine by me. But I think the other wholesaler it'll be easier to order from them than with Tropica. But whenever you guys finalize whatever you need to do, we can discuss it later on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'm ignoring chat. That's not good. Laura, welcome in.
Hey,
Moved
Laura.
another group of fishes out of baby tanks. 5 Aphanius, Serrani, Juvies. Are they starting to color up at all, Laura? Are you able to tell if you got a mix of males and females? I want them. That's probably a killifish that Mickham doesn't even have. Welcome in, Mickham, by the way. Oosteriana is great, and it's also okay in tanks with Malawi or some large cichlids. Wow.
Wow, Malawi are okay with that? That's interesting.
Nice. And she has a baby half beak. And I got rainbow fish eggs now. What rainbows do you have? Nice. No, I mean you got some there's a lot of nice plants out there, and there's a lot that I want, but we got to figure out a way to get that minimum. I mean, basically, like once you get some orders in, like I want to know what you once you get some in, I want to know what plants I can get to help make the order happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you need
It's
5 of one species
mhm.
and somebody gets 3 of that species, I'm not going to get that one. I'll get something different.
Yeah.
Just to mix it up.
Yeah. Or if there's a minimum of 5 of that species that I would be getting in, somebody bought the 3, you're like, well, I kind of want that plant. I'll get the remaining 2. And then that way, when I do get those plants in, I basically sell out immediately. Like, that's
Right.
another thing that can happen and would actually help for sure. But yeah,
Okay.
I totally get what you're saying. Um, it's just a matter of business has been very slow to the point of it basically
Yeah.
being dead.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the plants, it's even the dry goods. Like I'm
Right.
just not selling anything.
Mm-hmm.
And um and so it's gone to the point where like the survival of at least the website is literally dependent on how well I do this year, including the clash.
Yeah.
Um, because if I don't see like really good growth, in customer base, um, the website's gonna die. It's not gonna survive till next year,
Right.
because it's just like I've literally for the past 2 weeks since the last time when we seriously talked about the business. Like my motivation and confidence in not only the business itself but in the hobby in general was like tanking. Like I was very upset. I was very disheartened because this is still relatively new, but it's like the business started in 2020 and it's 2024.
Right.
And I've still yet to reach the point where I still haven't reached that point, but like I'm confident that I will get there point. I don't see that in the next couple of years even. And so it's literally like I'm literally giving it this year, and I say that every year to be honest with you. But it's gotten to the point where, and I've had this conversation with like my mom even, where like I have to seriously consider, you know, continuing on. Like I would still, Atlantic Aquariums will still be active in terms of like in-person events, like coming to the Clash, or if my club is doing a swap meet, I'll still be coming there. It's just that the website in general and it being broadcasted to a more wider audience is going to end up being closed because the website isn't going to be live anymore. So
or if you could find a significantly simpler and cheaper, being the key part, website that allows you to cheaply still be available, but without all of the bells and whistles. So, like, while the bulk of your business will be in person, there's still the ability for someone to buy something from you not in person.
Right. Yeah, I am looking into that as well. I am going to be reaching out to the website company to just discuss with them my options of basically downgrading to where it's I'm not paying as much and I might lose like certain capacities or whatever the case might be, but still be able to sell and utilize the payment options and all that stuff to make it easier on the customer. But because I was looking into it not too long ago and it wasn't looking too good when I was looking at the options that I might have. Like I was even looking into other like website builders, and the problem is the website builder that I use currently, which you know which one I'm talking about because you guys use them too. There's a lot of more customizability versus the other one that I was looking into.
So you use the one that the Clash uses?
Yes.
I don't know if I knew that, or I forgot at least.
Yeah. I think I do remember we were talking about the Clash website, and I mentioned that I use the same website builder. But regardless, so like I looked into other like other well-known website builders, and the customizability and like the ease of use because I've been using this one for so long. When I was kind of playing around with the other website builder, it was just it wasn't looking the way I wanted to look, or like it just didn't make sense to me in terms of how to use it properly.
Yeah.
And
but
so
even a stupid site is better than no site.
Yeah. I'm gonna see, and that's literally gonna be something.
And welcome in, Matt. Matt is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that stuff. And he also can build them as well. And he might be a really, really, really good resource for you. And I mean, Shopify is probably not as fancy, but it does the job, and it's $4.99 a month. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And Steven brings up a good point as well, that Square, you can do a basic store and a free physical credit card reader.
So Squarespace was the other website designer that I was looking into, and yeah, it wasn't wasn't working for me.
Was
But
it a
it is
learning curve or just not working?
it's not so the thing is um Squarespace is drag and drop. Like it's like that's how that Squarespace works.
Yeah,
Whereas the website builder that I currently use is like customizability from a blank canvas. And you
yeah,
can make it however way you want it to look. Whereas
yeah,
with Squarespace, it's just drag and drop, not a lot of customizability or like, oh, I don't like this color palette. I need to change this color palette to something an aquarium store would tend to be looking like. Like it's way more like minimalistic, modern websites for Squarespace, which doesn't meet like my what I'm trying to convey for my website. I may have just not explored enough, but I was spending like a week on Squarespace, and I was like, this isn't working right now. So it's still on there. It's still an option up there, but my goal is to at least see if I can downgrade from my plan that I'm currently paying to like something a little less cheaper and still maintain the ability to have the website operate as an online store.
right.
Um, if not, I mean, Facebook will still be the Facebook page will still be active. I can always post a plant list on there.
Yeah,
Instagram will still be active, and then obviously, I'll be at the Clash, and I'll be at any local aquarium clubs or whatever if possible. So it's like it's not gonna die, but if I can get a customer base at this point, then maybe until the day when I can finally open a brick and mortar store and really go into it, and hopefully I'll save up enough. Um, Maybe Atlantic Aquariums will be back and even stronger. But right now, it's a big struggle, and I hate always talking about the negative aspects of the business, but it's not easy. And when I started this business, I had nobody in the industry or even like people in my family who own businesses or whatever to help me. I had to learn everything by myself. I had to
yeah,
push Atlantic Aquariums out there by myself. And like the whole purpose of Atlantic Aquariums was for me to bring Tropica fully into the US because not a lot of people at the time were selling Tropica. And because I love Tropica so much, I thought a lot of other people would like Tropica, but I guess that was not the case. And because when I first started getting Tropica in, I got in a lot of tissue cultures because that's what I started off with first was the tissue
yeah.
cultures. And so like I have a 3-story rack and all the shelves were just filled with the tissue cultures. And I had to throw away probably half of them in
Yeah.
a matter of like a month or two because they just weren't selling. And so
I still like I appreciate your dedication to Tropica. I agree with your admiration of Tropica. However, they don't make it easy for a startup company like yourself. And
yeah,
on top of that, I still say wholeheartedly that you could make more profit if you propagated your own plants, especially with the knowledge that you have, that you would be able to make more profit by propagating your own. Because you could also that I mean you got the tank space because I can see it right in the background, right there. You could also potentially get clippings of other plants from other people and grow them and propagate them. In addition to keeping your tropicas and all that stuff, just so that you have a more diverse inventory available, which will
yeah.
attract more people.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look into. It's but then it goes back to the fact that even before when I did have variety, nobody was buying anything. So and what's interesting is it's also a blessing as well as a curse. But this past club meeting for the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society meeting, we had one of the speaker that we had was a fishery to online fish retailer. He mainly specialized in South American cichlids,
Hmm.
and they were wild caught. So he imports and whatnot. And one thing that he mentioned, which really hit home for me, which I kind of agreed with him, and it goes back to why I was talking about why it's both a blessing and a curse, is that one of the reasons why a lot of fish stores, especially the online retailers, are struggling is because of the hobbyists and the local clubs. And he clarified what he meant by that was, if I sell you a fish or a plant, some of them rare maybe, for example, and you end up propagating or aquaculturing them, right? And then you bring them to your fish local club auctions or whatnot, and you're selling them for cheaper than what I sold you. It's great because that fish or that plant that is rare or isn't out there is starting to get out there. But the thing is now people would rather go to the local fish auctions or whatever and buy stuff there that's a little bit cheaper than going to their local fish store or their online retailer if they don't have a local fish store near them
Yeah.
to be able to. So if that makes sense, and that's why he was talking about that it's both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because we want you guys to propagate and
Hmm.
aquaculture and get the stuff out there and support your local fish clubs and all that. But at the same time, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is affecting the industry as well.
Oh,
And so
absolutely.
that really hit home for me because I was like, he definitely has a point there. But it's again, it's the
But to my point, and I'm a prime example of that. I will buy all day, every day from club auctions over retailers. But the big thing is that diversity.
yeah,
Very, that's why it's important for businesses to cycle through what specific products they have, what species they have. Of course, you're going to keep some of the basics as reoccurring.
yeah,
But after you have it for a few months, it's time for it to go out of stock and to be replaced with something different because the plants that I'm getting from you, for example, are ones that I'm not seeing in the club auctions.
yeah,
And they're also not going to be the quality that I'm getting at club auctions.
right,
So while I do occasionally see rare species of plants in club auctions, they're usually just like one stem.
yeah,
Whereas if you have it in a tissue culture, that's 4 plants right there.
yeah,
And and that's why I think it's important to, keep changing through what the inventory is and having the diversity. Because the other big thing is that's to your advantage from being an online store is what's available here is a lot in at these local clubs is a lot different than what's available on the West Coast
that is true.
or even what's available in the far north. I mean,
Yeah,
I see a big difference in what's available going down south to the Maryland club versus going up north to CCY.
right,
And it's just important to keep that diversity so that there's stuff for people to get.
yeah,
And
and
like
that's the
that's why I was
problem.
interested in the pre-order stuff because a
Yeah,
lot of the stuff that you have available for pre-order is different than what you've had in stock and what's also available locally.
yeah. Yeah, and that was the point of it was to at least have it available for you to basically grab it and snag onto it. So that
Yeah.
way when I do get it in, obviously you'll be the first one to get it in. And it
Hmm.
was also because like in the past I've had very bad experiences with fulfilling back in stock requests where
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I will get these plants in for you that you requested in, but you have to pay for it first. You have to order it in first. And then I will get it in because I know you're gonna buy it or you're going to get it when I get the plants in. And unfortunately, I haven't seen that yet. I've been told by a few people that they're gonna place the order and all that, but I have yet to see it. And so, like I want to get that, that variety in there, and I have the space for it. Everything is just that I need stuff that I currently have right now to go out. I need
Yeah.
that stuff to go out before.
And that's why I did the order that I did.
Yeah,
because I know
it has helped. It definitely has helped, and I do appreciate that. And so that's why I'm currently in the process of trying to figure out, even regardless, even if I don't get any orders in, to just find a way to get a shipment of plants in. That way I can get more of a variety in there and then do like an unboxing so people can see the plants and this and that and all that, just so I can have it and probably even focus on the plants that have done well for me, so that even if I do have to care for them for a little while, they're not going to like crap out on me. And so it's probably going to end up happening. But I have to speak with a few people in terms of the finance portion of it.
Right.
To be able to
and I mean, the other thing with propagating your own as well is you don't have that cost. You're able to do it for a cheaper cost. And even if you drop the price just a tiny bit, you're still going to be making a lot more profit. Whereas it's going to be more work for you, yes. But that's the easy part. You doing work is the easy part because your labor is free to yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas Tropica's labor is expensive to you.
Yeah.
Which sucks. And yes, Tim, I'm thinking of doing a group buy for ACLC. Are you coming, Tim, to the picnic? Because if we don't do it at the picnic, it's not going to happen until after the Clash. If there's enough interest, I would like to do it for the picnic. And then
another thing that I am excited about is Skipper's auction that he does.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be putting some plants in there as well, because I have some plants that I've actually propagated, Scotty. So I do propagate my own plants.
Oh, why don't you tell me? I'd give you some.
So yeah, it's actually the Nymphoides, the Nymphoides hydrophila Taiwan that you've gotten.
Yeah.
You got the last mother plant that came from Tropica. So now that I still have some of its offspring, if you will. So that's going to be available in that auction. I've got some plants, like I have like a whole bunch of red crypt in here that I need to take out. So that's going to be in that auction. So because I wanted to be a part of it, I was going to do it this month, but unfortunately he canceled it. So, but he is going to do it this month. So I actually have to, I just reminded myself that I have to send him a email to at least let him know that I am interested in it. But I am I'm gonna be a part of. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna be a part of that auction. So some plants will be available there.
Welcome in Surf City. And like that's the other thing is we like the pots you probably have plenty of, but like different tools, equipment, and stuff needed for that.
Yeah. Which I have plenty of in stock.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got tweezers, I've got scissors, I've got soils, I've got CO2, I've got everything you would need to maintain your aquascape properly.
Nice.
I have it.
The other thing you could potentially do is an immersed bin.
Yeah, that's another thing I can do. I would much rather, if I am propagating, I would much rather just grow it submerged, because it's just a little bit easier in terms of the transition. Yeah, it's easier on the plant because if I'm doing it immersed and then I send it to you and you put it in your tank, there's a chance of it as it's converting, it would just completely melt or it'll do perfectly fine. Whereas if I just, what's the word I'm looking for? If it's growing already in its aquatic environment, it's way easier, and that's usually what I try to do, because a lot of the plants I get in are being grown out of the water, and so usually when I have them, they'll either be starting to convert or they've already fully converted by the time they go out to you. So it's a little easier.
Did you try Squarespace or Square?
Squarespace. I was reading the comments. Apparently, it's two different things.
Yeah.
But it was Squarespace. Yes, not Square. I thought they were the same thing, but I guess not.
They're different. And Tom says Tropica is a bit pricey. They generously send a 72 easy grow pack for the Bucks County auction. We sell them at less than half the retail price.
You know what's when we were talking and I was kind of looking at the comments and I saw Alishon's comment, I kind of giggled because this past last year's Keystone Clash, me and was Jen Williams at the Clash last year?
Yes.
Yes. So me and her were sitting in the auctions, and I guess some of the plants that we had from Tropica for the aquascaping competition, the plants that weren't used were put into the auction, right? And what's interesting is one of the plants, so me and her were sitting together, and one of the plants that was brought up was the Cypress helferi, right? And at the time, I was selling Cypress helferi, which nobody bought. And then when it went on to auction, it sold for, I think, retail price is like $17.99 or something around that price point. That plant sold for maybe like $6 or $7, and me and Jen look at each other and we're just like, because she also works with Tropica, and so we both look at each other and we're like, really?
Welcome in Juanita and Jeff Kane.
Hey Jeff. Hey Juanita.
And Tim will be at the picnic.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll figure something out. And
when is that picnic? What's the date on that?
The picnic is the third Saturday of July.
Third Saturday of July.
The 20th.
Gotcha. Because I would love to visit ACLC again, because the last time I was there was the Christmas party or the holiday party that I did. Because I just so happened to have been off that day, and then I remember you telling me if you're off.
Really?
Yeah, I was off that day.
Nice.
Because you texted me, you're like, "Are you working Saturday?" And I said, "I think I said."
Oh, the last one. I thought you meant the picnic day. You're off.
No, not the picnic. This was the Christmas party or whatever you guys had.
Let's do a swap.
And then I remember you were like, well, if you're off that day, you should come to the holiday party. And I was like, all right, I'll come.
Yeah. And we had 69 people there.
Yeah, it was really big for sure.
However, our last meeting last week or the week before, whenever it was, we had 70.
I remember you mentioning that too.
We had more than that.
And not only that, even the day when I went there, like there was a lot of lots. Like that auction was very big too. I remember you saying.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to excuse myself for just a moment because my mother is calling me, but I will be back. In the meantime, you can.
We'll be right here. All right. Let's see here. So while he's gone, we should all go do a big purchase on his website. Who's in? There's not that many people here either. Have any streams been scheduled? Is anything from Ed, Skipper, or Rico? Let's see. FFL, who's next? Last box hour, hero in 1 hour, 26 minutes. Okay. Matt, I am ready to start, but I can't be the only one. That's the problem. There are plants that he has that on that list that I want to get. There just needs to be more than me. That's the problem. Zenny exhausted her fish budget. When are you getting the seahorse tank, Zenny? That's exciting. I need to figure out how to get this sink online. Subtotal. What did I do? For college roommate trip to New York. Payday's Wednesday. Can't do anything till then. I get it. Okay, there's delivery. And Juanita says, my hubby has MTS. Nice. The answer is yes, you need more tanks. Okay. Let's see here. That's right. Sign in to use instant checkout. I don't want to use instant checkout. Let's try regular checkout. Tim, what plants are you looking at on his website? What are you thinking? What's catching your eye? Is it getting too hot to ship seahorses, or is there a good local source? That's a good question, Jenna. You're such a genius. There's a fine line between MTS and hoarding. I speak from experience, right? Laura, stop at the LFS in Binghamton on your way home. Can't be riding with friend from state. It's getting hard to find them at all, but most people will only ship overnight anyway. Okay. What did I do? Why can't I get this to work? And Zenny, did you try Seahorse Savvy? Alyssa's Seahorse Savvy? Cora says, what hobbies does hubby have? Can you make an apologetic purchase gift? Nice. It's a long story, but when he has days like today, it exhausts me. He's into performance truck parts. So buying car or something, thing gets busted, and I can buy whatever I want. Nice. Okay. Let's see here. And Seahorse Savvy is getting out of selling seahorses in the public. Oh, wow. Oh, interesting. Um, Sometimes you see them local for sale. Hmm. Let's see. Why is technology not being my friend today? That's right. And then I hit continue. Now it probably won't let me in. What? No, I don't want to do all that. Just take me to the darn website. Ugh. Okay. Not really, Jenna.
I'm back.
Usama's back.
Hi.
Oh, it worked. It worked.
What worked?
I'm trying to um buy a utility sink for my basement.
Right. I was listening into that.
And I'm trying to order it online.
That also reminded me. Have you used the filter sock yet?
No, but it did make it to the basement. That's a big step. It's down there. Probably Monday. The first one I'm gonna do is the 20 long with the Apistos because there's so many tannins in that tank that you can't even see the fish.
Yeah. A little water change will do it some good, I think, maybe.
Yeah. So I want to do a water change in that one, make sure they're still in there. That would be a good start. And if they're not in there, then I know what I'm gonna put in there. So the other thing I need to do is once I get this hold on, I gotta figure this out. Once I Home Depot credit card, once I get this figured out, link and pay card. No, I don't want to pay the card. I already did that. God. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this will work. What card do I have? Probably that one. Um, I'm not good at multitasking. I need to once I get this sync, I am going to order the regulator, and I want to figure out which tank I'm going to turn into another planet tank. I'm thinking the 20 long that the pistos are in because it's right above the 40 breeder.
Yeah, I
So
think having like a designated section as your planted setup.
Yeah.
So like where that I would think would look nice.
I,
So 40, you have your 40 breeder, and then maybe attend the because I think don't you have two 40 breeders next to each other? What are you doing with the other one?
the other one has convict cichlids in it.
All right, that's true. Yeah, so like if you have like a 20 long on top of your 40 breeder, I think turning that into another planet tank would look nice. And then you can mix it up a little bit. You know, the 40 breeder will look a certain way, the 20 long will look a certain way. You might put some different fish in there compared to the other one.
Yep.
You know? And also in terms of because our you know, going back to our conversation we were having about the regulator because you were asking me about regulators.
Yes.
So I contacted the wholesaler about the dual stage regulator, why they don't have that available, and I didn't hear anything back. So as of right now, I can only get the single stage one, which is
I'm not going to be able to get it from you then.
yeah. I mean, the single stage is okay, but the dual stage is way preferable because it's another safety.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's this say? Wasn't planning on it, but may have sell a few shrimp at York Swap, so I have spending money. And Diane's here. Welcome in, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
And her other half, Richard, is here as well. Welcome in, Richard. And Alex just went live from the Findig, so if anyone wants to go over there and check him out. I give up lurking with the sit and spin video and chat. I'm not sure what that means. And here's the wish list from Keeper.
So Nerii, Asturiana, Crispatula, and Undulata's red, which I actually have right back here, are available through Tropica. So it's just a matter of if there is a group buy, if they want the group buy to be through Tropica, then if it's available, it can be ordered in. If it's through the other wholesaler, some of those plants, some of those crypts are available, but I believe the Ostariana and the Nerii are not. So it'll depend on if that group buy does happen, which brand or wholesaler we're gonna be ordering in from, and that'll determine what would be available.
Now, so that's four different plants right there alone.
Yes.
Is if we got, let's say, 3 of each, is that enough or close to the minimum? Like, I know you would have to get 5.
Yes.
So that would be 20 plants.
Keep in mind the Nerii, Crispatula, and Undulata red, those would be tissue culture, which the minimum is 3 quantity of each species.
Oh, okay, that's even better.
The Asturiana is only available potted, and for that would be 5 minimum.
5. Okay.
Now, if we were to just go off of just these, like 1, 2, 3, 4 species of plants, if I was to do the minimum quantity of each species, it would still not be enough to meet the minimum. Like, I would have to order more plants or more species or more quantity of that species to meet the
gotcha.
Basically, if we're talking Tropica, the minimum requirement is $150. That's before any shipping is put in. And so that could be it could be just potted, it could be just tissue culture, it could be a mix of the both, but the overall order amount has to be at least $150.
And Tim asked another good question.
I can actually pull up the list in just a bit. Give me just one moment.
Even better. And while you do that, welcome in Daniel Velez. And Daniel, I'm looking into doing a group purchase for ACLC from Atlantic Aquariums, which is Usama, who's here. It's his business. And it would be delivery at the picnic, the ACLC picnic, which is, I think I said July 20th, whatever the 3rd Saturday is.
And I can bring it in as well. Like, if I decide to come to the picnic, I can just bring the stuff with me too.
That's even better.
Yeah. So I have the list. Now, I'm not logged in right now, so I can't really tell if it is in stock or not, but I can at least give you a list of what plants are available. So Cryptocoryne Wendii Flamingo, Cryptocoryne lucens, Cryptocoryne lutea, Cryptocoryne species Tropica, Cryptocoryne wendetii brown, Cryptocoryne wendetii. I don't know why there's two of that, because there's another wendetii brown. Cryptocoryne wendetii green, and then Cryptocoryne wendetii red. That's the potted variety that's available. They do have them like not in pots, but I think it's the same regardless, or it might be different. I don't know. But let me just double check. Oh no, so the plants that I just named, those are available in pots, which I prefer. It just I like working with the potted.
Yeah.
But these are bare roots. So for the bare root, what is available is Cryptocoryne balensia or Balencia, Cryptocoryne becketii, Cryptocoryne costata, Cryptocoryne parva, Cryppenod pontederifolia, Crypt,
Pontederifolia.
yes, that. Crypt retrospiralis, Crypt spiralis, Crypt undulata, and that's it. And then there's also the crypts that I mentioned that are potted are also available bare root, but the ones that I just listed for bare root are ones that are not available potted.
Potted.
Yes.
That's a pretty impressive list.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's the reason why I have these two. I work with only these two wholesalers specifically, Tropica because it's Tropica, but this wholesaler has plants that I can't get from Tropica that I personally haven't really seen in the hobby, or I haven't worked with anyway, to get in. And so that's why one of the main reasons why I actually decided to work with this wholesaler was because they have the lily plants, the tiger lotus and the dwarf cream lily in pots instead of the regular bulbs. And so that's the only reason why I decided to get this. But I have ordered from them like maybe twice now, and it's good quality as well.
It sound like, I wasn't counting, but it sounded like they have more crypts than Tropica.
Kinda, yeah, they do for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Daniel says, so if you don't attend the picnic, no group order. Correct. However, I mean, Daniel, you can go to AtlanticAquariums.com and do an order. Yep. And you could probably you'd probably be, I think you're close enough to just do local pickup.
Where are we talking about, Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel's local. He's less than 2. Yeah.
Did not know
and
that.
He is friends or family with Lexi in photo.
Oh, okay. Did not know that either.
Relatively close.
That's cool.
Let's see here. Scrolling down. Everyone's just saying hi to everyone. I'm still trying to figure out my
your Home Depot order.
Yes. Let's see here. Let's try clicking here. That doesn't do it either. Okay.
Hey there, Jorge. Thank you very much for coming. Hope you're doing well.
Where's Jorge? Oh, Jorge, welcome in. I didn't see you there. I'm sorry. I skipped right over. That's terrible.
That's okay. I'm your new mod, so I'll do my mod stuff. Say that for you.
Let's see. Credit cards.
Now, Scotty, when you placed that order that you just placed, did you log in and do it so you can get?
Yes, I have over 100 points.
See, so if you redeem them at checkout, you get $10 off your order.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah. So there's a new rewards program, so you have to actually log in and become a member of the website.
Yes.
And you'll get rewards points, and if you get 100 for every 100 points, you get $10 off your order.
And Daniel's wife worked with Lexi's mom, and Daniel is just off the Betsy Ross Bridge.
Oh, that is pretty local. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your Betsy Ross, the closest bridge to me is Bristol, the Burlington Bristol Bridge. So, yeah, not too far away.
Nice. Okay, so it says my card is selected. So why can't I use it on this website?
Do you have like a Home Depot card?
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to use it
and
on the website.
And you logged into, do you have an account with Home Depot, like on their website?
I don't know.
Because usually you can add your card and save it to your account. And so every time you log in and do any purchases.
Right, that's what I want to do.
Right.
Okay. Move to cart. We're going to get this. We're going to figure this out.
I mean, like, what is the problem? Is it not letting you buy it?
I'm having difficulty linking my Home Depot card to my online account.
Oh.
Okay, so there's
do you have like a different card already on there that you might have to remove?
Maybe. Okay, now we go to checkout.
Now, if you were buying this from Lowe's, Killer Kitty would have been able to help you out.
I know. She's amazing. The other thing, just try not to totally bore people out. The other thing I'm looking to do is set up another Carradina tank, a 5-gallon.
Do you have any Carradinas right now?
Yeah, I have PBLs, pure black line.
Okay.
It's in a 5-gallon with black substrate. I want to do the same exact setup, but I want to do PRLs, pure red lines.
And are the pure blacks doing okay for you?
Oh, yeah.
Are they breeding? Have you seen breeding? Oh, cool.
It's been a while, but yes.
Nice.
Not since the move.
I mean, those are two of my favorite color combinations, black and red. So I would say go for it.
Yeah. Well, so the PBL, PBLs are black and white, and then the PRLs would be red and white.
Yeah.
And if a certain someone would have brought some damn shrimp to the auction, I could have bought them. But the two, hold on, where's the other one? Let me go up. Where is he? The two biggest shrimp people I freaking know. And how many shrimp were in that auction? The special shrimp, 0. Not a single damn one. So you know what shrimp I bought from the auction? Yellow Neocaradinas from some new member, which are doing very good. And I put them in the CO2 tank. And they're looking pretty sharp in there, by the way.
Laura's like, hey, we both brought shrimp to auction. It was for each other.
Yeah, they freaking swap shrimp, but what am I, chop liver?
You got to let them know you're in the market for it and to bring you. Or how about this? Like, and I'll even help you with this, Scotty, because Laura wants mummy chogs. We'll find mummy chogs for her, and then she can give you some shrimp in exchange.
No, I'm going to go get some freaking mummy chogs and give them to you, Usama.
I'll take them.
She was supposed to bring me something, too. What was it? That's right. I forgot about that. Laura, what did you get at Pittsburgh that you were supposed to bring me? It was a killifish. And you didn't bring it.
Wow, Laura. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do my buddy Scotty like that.
All right. Why won't it let me continue now. That's my name. My name. Oh, my phone number. Okay.
So
There's
Laura says those killies are too little. You cannot sex them yet, which is why she didn't bring them.
Which ones were they?
See, Alishan, we can go to the bait stores, but me being a marine bio major who has collected mummy chogs, I would much rather do that. It's more fun.
Well, no, I'm gonna find a bait store and go see what I can get. Because Laura did that and had very good success. Yes, Packy Panchek's play fry.
Yeah, because I think you're able to mummy chogs you can easily find at bait shops, but I think Laura also wants the other species. For that, you're gonna have to go out collecting.
Yeah.
Which I can do. It's just I have to go back to where my college is to do so.
Yeah. That's right. She got the play fry, which is the only Packy Pancheks that is not on the cares list.
Really?
Yep.
Is it like because it's not like threatened or endangered, so there's no need for it to be on the cares list, or they just don't have it there?
I'm assuming. You can also get fiddler crabs.
Yeah,
that would be a good one to breed.
Fiddler. Like I have collected. What have I collected? Not fiddler crabs. I've collected mud crabs. I've collected comb jellies. Believe it or not. Didn't bring them back to the lab though, but I wish I could. Mummy chogs, banded killies, striped killies, sheep's head minnows. I've collected those and brought them to the lab to keep. Seahorses, and I actually had a male that was currently carrying eggs at the time, and he ended up releasing the fry. I've kept the actual sheep's head fish. I've kept remora fish, believe it or not, the sucker fish. That
Hold on. Time out.
Sorry.
You, out of all people, you just listed common names for killifish.
Because I don't remember the scientific. I'm better at the plant scientific names than the fish. When I start working with fish, I'll get better at the scientific names. But yeah, no, to be fair, I'm out of practice with the scientific names for fish, especially like the local estuarian fish, which I have studied in school. But yeah.
I got all the way to checkout. It acted like it had my card, and I got to manually enter it.
You have to manually enter your card?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting because it was Alishan that mentioned fiddler crabs. The wholesaler that I was listing those crypts from also has fiddler crabs. They're just they're common sand fiddler crabs that they.
Do they have fish?
No, unfortunately, they have snails. They have mystery snails. So like different color morphs of mystery snails. And then they have fiddler crabs, and then they have, I think, one species of nerite snail. I think it's the olive nerite is what they have, and I think they have some form of pond snail. I can't remember. But
who would buy a pond snail?
Actually, I still have that website pulled up, so I can actually see exactly what that was. Snails and crabs.
Did you select new card after it's auto-filled and reset it? I don't know.
Trapdoor snails. So they have trapdoor snails.
What are they?
So they get their name trapdoor from basically their what's that thing called? Their little flap when they go into
what type of snail are they? Are they a nerite or
no? It's not. It's a whole different species.
Oh.
So I can actually maybe tell you what nope, they don't have the scientific name listed. Hang on. Sipingapaludina chinensis is the scientific name.
That's what I was thinking.
It's also known as the Chinese mystery snail, or the black snail, or the trapdoor snail, is its common names. So I'm assuming this is a snail found in Asia, Central Asia. But yeah, and then they have what's the nerite that they have? Tiger eye nerite snails. And then they have purple black mystery snail, purple albino, jade mystery snail, ivory, gold, fiddler crab, blue mystery snail, black mystery snail, and then albino mystery snail are the variety of snails they have to offer.
Nice. Yeah. Bigger than a mystery, very common. Nice. Okay.
I and a couple friends collected in Shinnecock Bay on Long Island at 100-foot beach seine, low tide, and eelgrass beds. Oh, that is prime collecting area.
So what did you get there, Alshon?
Yes, please share.
Were you able to bring it back, or did you have to release, or?
And it's a 100-foot beach seine. You could collect some interesting stuff because with the 100-foot, you can even go further out into the water and bring it in.
Rosy reds are just fathead minnow. Well, what's a fathead minnow?
So it's a rosy. It's literally their head. Their
right, but like what kind of fish are they?
It's literally a rosy red, but it's more silvery. It's a silver. It's like your generic like silver fish.
But what is it?
You can't Google it.
I am.
It's literally like if you go to like PetSmart and you go to the feeder fish section, they'll have like the rosy reds, but they'll
I've
have
always wondered, like, what are they?
It's literally the same species. Actually, no, it's not. I take that back. Now the problem is that the fathead minnows is a common name given to multiple species of fish. So gonna have to be a little more specific than that. Because I just Googled it and I'm seeing the fish that I know as fathead minnow, but I'm also seeing a few other like another species.
They are a Hemaphilus chromalas. Hi, Nancy from Tennessee.
Hey, Nancy.
Lurking at work. Does Walmart sell utility sinks? Are they cheaper? Well, no, I want to get from Home Depot so I can use my Home Depot card. But unless they're considerably cheaper. Nancy, you're a freaking genius.
What did Nancy do?
Gave me an idea.
Uh-oh.
Let's go to Walmart.
Sounds like it's a friggin' minnow. Zen, you crack me up.
Sign in or print. No, what do you do? Go back. This stupid computer.
So Alishon, to answer the question, Scottie, Alishon said, looking for tropical stragglers. That's basically fish that migrate up north when the waters are warm. Butterfly fish, which I have collected, believe it or not, once. And we brought it into the lab. Didn't last long, unfortunately. But butterflies, groupers, short big eyes, mangrove snappers. Nice.
Nice.
One time we did collect a box fish. So if you guys are anybody's familiar with saltwater, we had a little tiny green box fish that we ended up collecting and we brought it back to the lab, and we had it for a while, but then unfortunately it passed away. But it was adorable. Yes, and boxfish are the coolest. That's like a bucket list fish for me. Like when I am at the level of saltwater fish keeping where I can keep something like a boxfish, I definitely want to keep them because they are adorable. They just
So
hover
it
around. It's like a
looks
little
like,
ring around.
according to the Walmart website, they have one, the cheapest one that comes with the faucet. What else does it come with?
Is
It's
it the same thing?
$92.15.
Is it the same thing as what you were looking at
Well, that's what I gotta see, is make sure they're the same. Includes
Laura, what are you using as a dewormer? I'm just curious. Zen says, I'm glad my frustrations with Scottie are entertaining at the very minimum.
nuts. It accommodates a dual. Yeah, I don't think this comes with it. That they have it in the picture, but I think it's false advertising.
I mean, it is Walmart, so don't be surprised.
I love Walmart.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're cheaper than Home Depot.
Nancy says, just email Killer Kitty your credit card number and have her pick one out and send it to you. That's what I was telling him, Nancy. I was like, you could just, have Killer Kitty help you out.
Yeah, but she's at Lowe's. I'm a Home Depot guy.
Zen says, I really like boxfish, but I really am not a fan of anything that can get a little upset and basically nuke your whole tank. So I'll likely never have them. I never heard of them nuking your tank. However, they are very finicky and picky eaters. Like they're gonna be feeding on like copepods, amphipods, live foods, baby brine. Um, I think they are working on aquaculturing boxfish to make them more, used to aquarium environments. But yeah, boxfish are not beginner friendly for sure. Sorry.
Welcome back, Cosmin, and it's not the fireside chat, so that's why there's no fire behind me. And now Laura's trying to sell me the rosy reds that she got. And Lowe's is better and cheaper. It's just not as convenient for me. Let's see. Did I miss anything?
I don't think one's better than the other. I just see which one has what I'm looking for and just go there to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. So rosy reds are Pamaphylis promulus.
Yes. And I actually had fathead minnows in this tank actually, which they were okay for a while, but then they started getting big, and they get big. They can get like up to this big, and they do very well as a schooling fish. From my
Yes.
So like for example, Scottie, if you were to get like a nice group of rosy reds and you put them in that 40 breeder, they would look gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm just very hesitant putting too many fish in my planet tank.
But it's gonna, well, you don't want to overstock it, but you want to put some bioload in there because it'll definitely benefit your plants too.
Yeah, that's true.
Because what's interesting is like when you have somebody that's like aquascaping is their thing and planet tanks is their thing. The focus is usually more on the plants than, and the fish are kind of like second.
Yeah.
When it comes to me, I'm both. Like I want a nice aquascape tank, but I also want to add fish in there that are going to complement that aquascape and that I can enjoy the fish as well, just as much as the aquascape and the plants. And so that's why I'm always like, if you can have a beautiful aquascape, but you gotta put some fish in there that are gonna make it really stand out and just give a little bit of life in there. And it's gonna be beneficial because it's an ecosystem. It's a whole ecosystem. The fish poop, uneaten
But
fish food.
then it's gonna make me second guess how much fertilizer I put in.
That's true as well. And then that's something that's interesting. It's like, I'm gonna talk about Tropic again. They have two liquid fertilizers. One is for if you have a lot of plants and very few fish, because then the plants might not be getting or might not be producing enough nitrates in the tank for the plants to take in. So you would dose that fertilizer that would just add a little bit more nitrate in there. But if you have like a planet tank with plenty enough fish and you don't need those micronutrients, you just need the macronutrients, you just dose the other one. And then you just, you follow the directions, you measure it appropriately. If it's too much, if you're getting an algae outbreak or whatever, maybe you need to back off on the fertilizer. If it's not enough or you're not seeing any good results, you might want to add a little bit more. And then once you find that sweet spot, then you just, then you don't have to really worry about it and just dose as needed. Nancy's asking how your tubs are doing.
Uh-oh.
Scottie, you're freezing. Uh-oh. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Am I the only one here now?
Hi.
Dang it, I was gonna take over. Nah, I'm just joking.
My Wi-Fi does not like the heat.
Probably. When I was on my way home, I looked at my dashboard just to see what it was reading, and it was like 100. It was 100.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is ridiculous, especially in New Jersey. Like, come on.
Yeah. Nancy asked a good question. So my gold white clouds are very active, and they're all alive. I don't know if there's babies in there or not. The other white clouds, the regular ones, are still alive, not as active. I don't know if there's babies or not. And the other tub has so many floating plants and the lily or whatever that, I think it's a lily, right? In there. I can't tell if there's blue shrimp in the bottom or not. And also, Nancy, I saw another rice fish. So there's at least 5 in there that I got from you. And scrolling down. Okay.
I think with shrimp, I think instead of the blue shrimp, if you were to put in the red shrimp or the orange ones, maybe you could have seen them a little better, considering
Yeah.
that it's a black tub.
Yeah. True story. I think what I'll end up having to do is take out all the floating plants and then go in with a net and just swoop around really fast and see what I catch.
Yeah.
That's all I know. That's all I can think of.
Also, what I would suggest is like just out of for curiosity's sake, because of this heat wave that we're currently dealing with, to do maybe like a temperature test on the water, see what the water's temperature is.
Yeah.
Because are your tubs in a shaded area or do they have access to direct sunlight?
One gets a lot of sun, the others get a lot of shade.
Okay. Because that can make a huge difference too with temperature.
And that's also why I wanted to leave the floating plants there to give them some protection.
Right.
As well. And yes, Laura, I talked about the missing half beak. If you were here on time, you'd know that. And the way I lost it is because there's so many rocks and driftwood and decorations in there. And he was just hiding because he didn't feel safe because of the change.
Poor half beak.
But I guess he's safe now.
Wait, so you still have one half beak, right?
Two.
Oh, okay, you found the other one?
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, yesterday. For the first time in weeks and weeks, he showed up.
Yeah, because I remember when I was at your place, we could only see the one half beak.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually it's probably been a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's two of them in there now.
There you go. And the question is, are they a pair?
Well, one is a lot bigger than the other, so I mean...
The bigger one could be the female.
Yeah. So, what regulator should I get?
I think... Well, I know you're not going to get the F-Zone one. So you have two other options.
I already have the F-Zone.
Right. SR Aquaristic is a good one. And then you have Ultim Nature Systems.
UNS.
UNS is another one that I would recommend. And both have dual stage regulators, so should work fine.
And which one is it that Kelly Foreman recommends? And which one is it that Steven recommends?
I know it's definitely not the Milwaukee one.
No, it's not that, and it's not the F-Zone.
No. I can't remember, because I remember them mentioning it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Because I'm trying to think of what brands there are that have good regulators, and those are the two that I'm familiar with, is UNS and SR Aquaristic.
CO2R. Yeah, that's another.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes. CO2.
Laura says the female is usually bigger, different fin shape, but I can't tell that. Some guys in the club good at it, though. I have 5, so played odds. One is mama. That's true. And there's 2 votes for CO2R. So let's see here. Let's put them in the. Let's check out the carts. That's a single stage.
I think Kelly Zen uses the inline CO2, which are more expensive. But definitely something that I know. If I was to set up a CO2 system for like a large exhibit, I would definitely be using an inline CO2 regulator, especially if you have a canister. Is the only reason you would want to use that.
Well, I don't have a canister.
Yeah.
And Kelly and Steven got the CO2 art for the giveaway, which is what Zenny won. And
Big Steve does not like CO2.
yeah, interesting. What a game changer here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
I mean, I know that I'm actually going to be replacing my regulator, the paintball canister one,
Yeah.
because it's an F zone too. I mean, it works okay, but when the canister was pretty much empty, the regulator was acting a little funny,
That's
and
what they
so
say it does, yeah.
yeah, so that kind of I remembered your conversation about your F zone too, and I was like, oh shoot, maybe it's time for me to also
Right.
consider. And because I use the paintball one, not a lot of companies make regulators for the paintballs except for F zone and UNS. So I'm gonna probably get the UNS one, try that out, see how that does. Because I think their paintball regulator is also dual stage. As long as it's a dual stage one, I should be fine. Because this one's also a dual stage one. But
So there's the Pro SE Series Aquarium CO2 dual stage regulator with solenoid made by CO2 Art on sale for $149.99. But I want to make sure it's the expandable one.
right. And the SR Aquaristic is expandable. You can add to it. Which even if you get the, like, for example, if you got the SR Aquaristic dual stage regulator, you can get the add-ons from me because I can get those stuff in.
Oh, good.
But I know SR Aquaristic is expandable. You can add on to that. I'm actually going to UNS's website just to check what theirs is, because I think theirs is also expandable.
And let's see here. Laura's son passed his practical for his EMT test. Awesome. So it's official as soon as paperwork arrives. National test, he's only 17. Now, so is he going to have to wait till he's 18 to get it, or do they do that now? I don't remember.
So the UNS Pro regulator, you can add the bubble counter manifolds to it. So one regulator can feed to multiple aquariums if you want to. So UNS is also expandable. But what I want to see is how much is that compared to the CO2 art one. Oh shoot. Yeah, that's never mind. $219.99 for the UNS one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's way up there.
But I got to confirm that the CO2 art one that I was looking at is the expandable one.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to just look at price points for comparison. So that was Alta Nature Systems. What about SR Aquaristic? Because I do remember telling you what the pricing for that is. And I know, dual stage. Where's the dual stage? There it is. Dual stage CO2 regulator. The SR Aquaristic one is $199.98, and it is not available right now. Oh, it's out of stock. What a shame.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Now, is the UNS dual stage? Because I didn't even look at that. Yep, it's dual stage. So UNS is dual stage too. Okay. I was just curious about that.
So here is. Are you on SR Aquarist or CO2 Art's website?
I can go on there. CO2 art.
Is the Pro SE expandable?
So you're on co2art.us, right? They're US.
I'm on Amazon.
Oh, you're on Amazon.
Seeing what's available on Amazon, and they have the CO2 Art,
right?
And they have two models. I'm just trying to see if the SE is $100 cheaper than the Elite.
Right. So looking at the SE, it does not, based off of the design, it doesn't look like it's expandable. The Elite series does look like it's expandable. Actually, it says it right here. Or yeah, the most advanced for the Elite Pro Elite series, the most advanced dual stage CO2 regulator, unlimited possibilities with extendable manifolds. The manifolds is the bubble counter.
Yeah.
And then for the SE series, it's saying best-selling dual-stage aquarium CO2 regulator designed for tropical and marine aquariums. So, but based off of the design, the SE doesn't look like it can be expandable, but the Pro Elite does look like it can be, because as the manifolds are very similar to like the SR Aquaristic and UNS, and so you can attach to it. Yeah, so the Elite, the Pro Elite is the one that looks like can be expanded. But let me do some more digging with. So it has.
Daniel brings up a good point that Bulk Reef Supply has it on sale.
That's true, because Bulk Reef Supply does have a freshwater CO2 section.
Yep. So I'm going there now.
Yeah, the SE series is not expandable.
Okay. In PA, let's see, Laura says in PA he needs to be 18 to be advanced or paramedic, which I see him doing eventually. So Laura, I know in the past to be national you had to be 18. Because that's what I started out as. But I don't know. I know a lot of that has changed. When I got my national EMT, advanced EMT didn't even exist.
So you're gonna have to go to BRS Fresh.
Yeah, that's where I am right now.
Yep. And then I go to menu, CO2 and plant care.
So the Pro SE is on sale, and that's the one that's not expandable.
No. So they don't have the yeah. Yeah. That's unfortunate that they don't have the Elite Pro. They do have the UNS one. Which actually, if I go back up there to see, is actually a little cheaper than what I was seeing on another website. So UNS on Bulk Reef Supply is $219.99. versus the $299.99, which was almost like $300.
Now, is their Pro Mini dual stage expandable?
No, because that's your paintball canister one.
Yes, I see that now.
Yeah, that's for like mini canisters. It's not for your large tanks. For that, you're gonna have to get the regular, like the actual thingy. Yeah, ideal for use with paintball CO2 canisters. Ooh, excuse me. Wait, what do I have in my cart?
And they don't have the Elite at all, or
No, I was. Well, you can put it in the search bar.
what are they? What category are they listed under?
CO2
There it is.
and plant care, yeah. But that's gonna give you like all the, and then you can go to CO2 injection.
Yeah.
And then like it has everything from the regulators to the actual kits, and then your diffusers. They've got another one that's from Tunzi, but that's more. Oh, and they've got the Fluval Bio CO2 as well, the DIY. And then they have the Aqua Rio Neo diffusers. Got the inline CO2 diffuser, CO2 tubing, which actually I also sell, but it's not in black; it's in white.
There it is.
Found it?
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. $229.49. And then
that's cheaper.
And then the extra manifold is $34.99 each to add on to it.
Which I would just get later.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's Ultim Nature.
Oh, it's not in stock.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
There we go. That explains it.
Notify me when in stock. So the manifold I was looking at was the UNS. The CO2 Art one is actually a little cheaper than. Actually, no, it's more than UNS. The CO2 Art one is $42.49, and that's on discount too. And it's for the Pro Elite, and that one's is in stock, but the regulators.
Oh, this is stressful. So I can either get the Pro Dual Stage CO2 regulator. I should write this down. I need to write this down to help my thought process. Zeddy has a question for you.
Yeah, I just saw that. Zen, I sell both. I have airline tubing and CO2 tubing. I think the airline is in stock. Like you can place an order for it. If it's not, just text me on like Fishcord or just send me an email, and I can see what I can get for you. Like, are you looking for CO2 tubing or airline tubing?
That one.
CO2. Yeah, I can get CO2 in. So you'll be able to find that on the aquascaping supply, hardscape and aquascaping supplies section. I'm just gonna look to see if I even have it labeled as in stock. Because the CO2 The CO2 line is something that I can order in to order, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's available to
Yeah,
purchase.
that's how it was for me too, Laura.
So then it's the carbon doser polyurethane ZO2 resistant tubing. It's $19.99. You can order it in, and I can get it in for you. But it's not in black. I know some people were asking if it's black CO2, and it's not. It's either opaque or green or clear.
That's interesting. Boost Plant sells regulators.
Of course they do. But it's going to be the UNS one. I know they sell UNS stuff. I don't know if they sell CO2 art though.
Yeah, it's the UNS.
Yeah. How much are they selling it for?
Same price.
Oh.
$2.19. Glass Aqua has them.
You're looking for the CO2 art, right?
I typed in UNS first.
Okay.
Just to see. Oh, who's this from? This is a refurbished one. Might be right up my alley. I like a good deal. Oh, it's a single stage. Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, that's a no bueno for me. So I will need to get some more before I forget and have another issue. So I'm definitely not in a rush. Oh, good. It's there if you need it.
So it looks like those are the only. I wonder if you could buy it from the website.
From CO2 art. Because for UNS you can't buy from their website because they don't have their own store. But CO2 art does.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading now. And that would need to be the Elite.
Yes, which is $269.99 on their website.
Let's see if it's anywhere else.
I'm looking at my face in the camera right now, and I look like I haven't slept in ages.
Uh-oh. Pro SE, Pro Elite. And that is from them.
And then it's on CO2 Art's website. You can pay for the regulator in 4 interest-free installments of $24.37 a month.
Interesting. But nobody else sells the CO2 art.
Yeah, it's not as widely available as the UNS one as I've seen.
I can get the same one used on eBay for $375. That's dumb.
Wow. The used one is more expensive than the brand new one.
Oh, but it has it looks like it has 3 add-ons.
Oh, like the manifolds?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's putting into consideration that. So, I mean, you can kind of do the math and see if you are saving anything if you figure out how much the actual regulator is and then add 2 manifolds to it.
Yeah.
And then see how much that costs you.
That's a lot of math.
I mean, I'll do the math for you. Hang on. So, if we were to go off of what CO2 has it priced as, so hang on. So that is $269. This is before any taxes too. So $269.99, and then there's how many manifolds is on that eBay one?
A total of 4.
Total of 4. So you get 1 manifold, and so there's an add-on of 3. So if I go to Bulk Reef Supply, how much are they selling that manifold for? So its regular priced is $49.99. So we'll stick with that. So $49.99 times 3. So that's $149.97 for the 3 manifolds, plus the $69.99. So if you were to buy the 3 manifolds and the regulator new, you'd be spending about $419.96. That's before any taxes. So, and you said that was like 3 something on eBay?
Yeah, 3 something and used.
And used.
I don't think it's that good of a deal.
Yeah, it's not that much, but if it was like maybe, I don't know, 300 or like closer to 300, probably.
Yeah.
But hey there, Eric.
Is Eric here?
Eric!
Eric actually streamed this week. I'm so proud of him.
Like by himself or with like
No, on his own channel.
Oh, I missed that, but I did catch McStreamy last night.
Right.
And was thoroughly entertained by Eric. So thank you, Eric.
He's a nice guy. And I like his kids.
Eric, you're coming to the Clash, right?
He is.
Because I would like to meet you. I would like to meet a lot of people in person.
You probably met him last year. You just don't know it.
I know for a fact I met a bunch of people last year before I joined YouTube, the YouTube world.
Yes.
Who just I didn't know or they didn't know. Actually, no, I take that back. There were a few people who I did recognize, but they just didn't. Like, I know I did not recognize Steven at all, and he bought something from me last year.
Yeah.
I saw Ed. I saw Rico. I saw what's her name, Susie Q. I saw her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jen, obviously.
Eric, what CO2 regulator do you have?
Oh, yes, Tim. Sorry, I can't believe
Tim's back.
Yes, I met Tim. Tim, you're coming to the Clash again, right?
He is. Well, I don't know that for a fact, because as of right now, he is not registered.
Tim. Come on, man. You gotta register. He said yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Scottie won't be convinced until you actually register.
Mm-hmm. That's funny, Eric.
Eric says that's because we're used to being eye level with Steven, and then when you meet him in person, his eyes are 2 feet because he's so tall. Like I remember when I was talking to Steven and I like when I found out that he bought like it was the CO2 diffuser that he bought for me, and I was literally like through my picture memory just going through the people I came across, and I'm like, yeah, I don't remember meeting you at all. But
well, Eric, that doesn't help me because you can't get that regulator anymore.
I didn't even know Aquarium Co-op had a CO2 regulator.
For a short period of time, they did.
Oh. Did you see that video of Corey he with the co-op light and him just banging it on
Yeah.
on the step stool? Indestructible light. Frogs, Fish, and more will be at the Clash. That's nice.
Of course Diane will.
Eric says, I have an unopened one downstairs.
Oh, good grief.
My laptop's I gotta grab my charger.
I think it's about time to end it.
I think so.
I think it's about time to end it. I got to work tomorrow.
I am off tomorrow, but I gotta get ready for Reefapalooza.
Yes.
I gotta figure out when I want to go there because I always leave after the raffle, and the raffle's usually like towards the end of the show, so I'm usually there around afternoonish.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stay for the entire thing. I'm probably not gonna do a video this time because I do have a video on Reefapalooza on my channel, but I'll definitely take some pictures, maybe do a live on Instagram, but we'll see. Because usually I'm like less focused on making videos and more focused on looking at all the pretty colors that are there.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you, Osama, for joining me. I do appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that hung out for almost 3 hours. Thank you. Let's see here. Zen and Koro and Steven and Tim for their membership milestones. Thank you, Big Steve, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, King and Queen, Scott McLaughlin himself, for the $20 super chat. Good to see you. He's probably not still here, but anytime Scott makes an appearance is a honor to have such a important person in the hobby, especially the local hobby, and the founder of the Keystone Clash. Such an honor to have him in my chats.
Oh, I didn't know he was the founder. That's cool.
He was the founder of the Clash. And the originator of the CCY.
Nice.
So thank you for being here. And let's see here. I think that's it. I will be doing a members only stream on Monday. And I don't know about Wednesday, probably. We'll see. All right. Thank you, everyone. I got to find my outro.
Bye-bye.
There it is.